Hey there, welcome back, friends. Currently, our application is too simple. For every operation, for every request, we are simply returning a string, which is very simple, right? So, later down the line, moving forward, we will be adding additional layers into our application so that we can connect with the database and we can perform operation on the data which is available in the database. So, let's get started. Now, friends, first of all, let us implement some business logic inside these methods. First of all, when it comes to this particular method get brands, what ideally we need to do? We need to perform some operation in the database and we should return a list of brands, right? Now, how to do the formatting and other stuff is something which we will cover later, but as of now, let us update the return type to list and it will return list of brands. Here we go. So this is good, and let me also add in the required package. All right, and in here let me create a list. It would be list of brands and the name would be list. And now comes the tricky part. We need to call in a service layer. Now the service layer is not available with us now. We will implement this in a minute. So in here, first of all, we will type in new brands service dot get brands, and this service layer will give us a list of brands. All right, so now this particular service is not available to us. So how to handle it? We will ask Eclipse to create this class. So I will simply hover upon this particular error and we will select this option, create class. Now in here we will give the package as org.studyeasy.showroom.services. Alright, this looks good to me. Let me click on finish. Alright, so now we have created the class. Perfect. Now moving forward, we need to also implement the methods, right? So again, we will ask Eclipse to create the method. So I will simply hover upon this error and we will ask Eclipse to create the method. So this is very nice, right? So again, Eclipse will create this method for us, which is fantastic, right? All right, and finally we will return the list. All right, now friends, when we compare this first method, the get method, the name of the method is get brands. What we are doing, we are reading the information. But when it comes to this method post brands, what we are doing, we are posting the information in the database. We are adding a row in the database, right? As a result, we must accept the information as a parameter of the method, right? Moreover, as we would be adding the information as a row, as an object which will symbolize the database table brands, we must have a class which symbolizes this table. So this is very important. There is a concept by the name of entity class which will symbolizes a specific brand, a specific row in the database table. So in order to make this particular method work, we must create a entity class first. So let us create a entity class real quick. So I will right click, navigate to new, and we will add in a new class. All right, so the name of the specific class would be brand entity. Alright, so this looks good, and the package would be org.studyeasy.showroom. Now friends, later down the line we will integrate the support of Hibernate. So it is good to add in the required stuff for Hibernate inside the Hibernate package. So the package would be org.studyeasy.showroom.hibernate.entities. Alright, so this looks good. Let me click on finish. Now friends, inside this particular class, what we will do, we will definitely add couple of variables, and these variables will symbolize these two columns, which is brand ID and brand name. So let us quickly add in these variables. So brand ID is nothing but int, so it would be like int brand ID. Then we have a string entity which is brand name. All right, so this looks good to me. Now friends, whenever we create a entity class, we must have a default constructor. So let us quickly create a default constructor. Here we go. Apart from that, we will be also adding a parameterized constructor for these two fields. So again, let me right click, navigate to source, and we will create constructor using fields. Here we go. And finally, we must also have the getters and setters. So I will again right click, navigate to source, and it would be good to create the getters and setters. And here we go. So definitely our entity class is ready. Alright, so again, let's navigate to brands.java. Alright, so inside this post method, what we will receive a object of brand entity class. So it would be like brand entity brand. Alright, let me add in the required package. Alright, so this looks good. Now friends, there is again a flaw inside this method. First of all, this particular method is returning void. This means this will not produce anything. As a result, there is no need for this particular annotation. But this particular method will consume the request, and using the request, it will add in the information in the database. As a result, in here, we will make use of a annotation by the name of consumes. And definitely in here we need to give the media type again. So it would be like media type dot. As of now, we will again go with the text option, but later down the line we will talk about these media type in brief. Alright, so as of now this looks good to me. Now finally, let us do one small little thing. In here we will type in new brands service dot add brand, and we will pass on the brand information. Here we go. Again, let me hover upon this particular error and let me take help of Eclipse to create this method. Alright, so this looks good. Now friends, the length of the video is going little high, so we will finish this video right away and we will continue our journey. We will proceed further from our next video. But meanwhile, you can try to try to implement the changes out of your own. Alright, so try to make some modification inside these two methods. That would be good. That will give you some practice. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.